What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Scavolitano Show, guys. Part 2. We are finally here to part 2. Part 3 of this series, or maybe even part 4. You know, maybe a multiverse. You never know. Maybe a multiverse coming to the Scavolitano Show. Part 2 of What If Ahsoka Pulled Anakin Out of the World Between Worlds portal. It's finally here. I'm excited to share this with you. I think you're going to understand this story way better than the first part. Part 2 leads right after Ahsoka pulls Anakin out of the portal. They wake from consciousness. And I think Ahsoka brings down the lifeline, you know? I think so. Before we start, I just want to thank you guys so much for the love on part 1.
Thank you.
Hope you guys like that one. And I hope you guys like this one even better. Even better. Part 3 is coming, like I said, very soon to the channel as well. Go check out my pin, guys. I have a new pin out. 2 new pins that are going to be out very soon. One is out on pre-order now that you can check out. It's Anakin from Obi-Wan, half Vader, half Anakin. And then we're going to do the half Vader mask and half Anakin mask from Rebels. So stay tuned for that. You know, it's coming. Scavolitano starts coming back slowly. But before we start, make sure you guys subscribe down below to the YouTube channel, of course, for more what ifs. There are a lot more what ifs. Maybe not even what ifs. Maybe it's just a multiverse of Star Wars. I think I have enough to do the multiverse for Star Wars. So part 1, we left off on Ahsoka pulling Anakin out of the portal. So here we go. We're just gonna jump into it. And yeah, part 2. Here we go.
What if Ahsoka pulled Anakin out of the world beyond world's border?
Ahsoka wakes from consciousness. So does Anakin. Each of them holding their heads. Ahsoka, Anakin says. Ahsoka, you look old. Ahsoka chuckles. Anakin. For the first time in a while, she feels no pain, no regret. She got her master back. Ahsoka, where am I? Why did you pull me out of that portal? Anakin says. You missed a lot. Anakin's face turned. What do you mean, a lot? Where's Padme? Obi-Wan? Rex, the Chancellor? Ahsoka, what happened? Anakin, I'm sorry. The Clone Wars ended. The clones turned against us. I was looking for you at Padme's funeral. I couldn't sense you. I couldn't reach out through the Force for you. I found nothing. Padme is gone, Anakin. What do you mean, gone? Anakin says, furious. Ahsoka just nodded. No, she can't be, Anakin saying, tears coming down from his face. Anakin, I went to her funeral, thinking you would be there, but you weren't. Then years later, I felt so much evil in every planet I went to. Like this heartbreak and no love in the world no more. And that's when I faced you. Chills ran down Ahsoka's spine. Me, Anakin said with a surprise on his face. I would never hurt you, Ahsoka, or anyone. I know, Anakin, but you were that evil behind the mask that caused so much pain. Tears rolling down Ahsoka's face. When I saw you behind that mask, I failed you. I failed myself. Maybe if I didn't walk away from the Order, things might have been different. Ahsoka, you never failed me. When you left the Order, I failed you. I swore to protect you and never leave your side, but I failed you. I'm so proud of the Jedi you've become. I taught you well, my Padawan. With a smile coming from his face. They hugged. For a moment, they both felt that they got each other back. Snips and Sky Guy, that dynamic duo, back together once again. So, the Clone Wars ended. The last I remember giving you back your lightsabers. You running off to face Maul. That's the last time I saw you,
Anakin, good luck.
Ahsoka said. What? Anakin says. That's the last thing I said to you. Oh, yeah. I remember that. I went with Obi-Wan to face Grievous. Kill Dooku. You know, that story, I think. Then my mind goes dark, Anakin said, with a confused face. Ahsoka, can we see the Chancellor? It'll be good to see him after all this time. Anakin, Ahsoka says. She was going to tell him. But then she thought, come with me. I need to show you something. Ahsoka walks Anakin to the portals with the Chancellor in them. Ahsoka, before we start, you were telling me that I was that evil behind the mask. I don't get it. What evil? Ahsoka shows Anakin all the portals during the Clone Wars. Anakin couldn't believe. He couldn't believe the Chancellor. He was loyal to him and plays Anakin out. No more, Ahsoka. No more, please. There's just one more, she said, her voice silent.
Anakin, I won't leave you. Not this time.
Anakin hears Ahsoka's voice.
Anakin, are you alright?
Obi-Wan's voice is heard.
Anakin's gone. I am what remains. I'm sorry, Anakin. For all of it.
Anakin can't believe what he's seeing. Both masks, each side Padawan and Master, saw him under the mask, half and half of evilness. Anakin couldn't watch anymore. He didn't want to see it or hear it.
I am not your failure, Obi-Wan. You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did.
Then my friend is truly dead.
Then you will die.
The portal closes. Anakin is left stunned, shocked, can't comprehend what he just saw and heard. It must be a mistake. This is a lie. How could I be this evil? This vile? Anakin says, tears coming down his face once again. Anakin, Ahsoka says. No, Ahsoka. I hurt the people I loved. Obi-Wan, Padme, you. Where is Obi-Wan? I don't know, Ahsoka says. The last time I heard, he died. It can't be, Ahsoka. If you cut half of my mask and he did the other, then you guys weren't far off. He's still alive. Ahsoka thought about it for a moment. He could be, but the timeline didn't match up. But we could try, she thought. We have to find a portal which Obi-Wan is alive in. But which one? Ahsoka thought. Once we find Obi-Wan, what's our next plan, Anakin? Anakin thought quietly for a moment. Then he spoke. To restore the Jedi Order and bring peace to the galaxy. Once again. Like I should have did. And not destroyed the people I loved. And believed the Chancellor's lies. I still can't believe I did that. Once we find Obi-Wan, I will make this happen. Ahsoka smiled, having faith restored in her like she had back in the Clone Wars. So, where should we head now, Snips? Anywhere you want, Sky Guy, she said, clapping. General Skywalker and Ahsoka Tano. Your name I heard. We thought you died, but it looks we are not that lucky. This voice they heard, Ahsoka didn't recognize it. Anakin's eyes popped up when he heard General Skywalker. He hasn't heard that smooth voice since the start of the Clone Wars. You taught me about the Force? Don't you remember? Anakin thought back to his old Clone Wars days. Thought this guy, the Force, taught him the Force. Why would I teach someone about the Force? Anakin thought about it for a few. I'll give you a hint. Thrawn Nurudu. But you can call me Thrawn. That is part 2, my friend.
That's right, it's a literal cliffhanger.
Far, far away galaxy. Part 2, guys, is here. Hope you guys really liked it. I was literally screaming and shouting when I said Thrawn Nurudu, but you can call me Thrawn. Thrawn, guys. Thrawn. Yes. Hope you guys like this one. I know this one is short, but I want to get this one very big for the big, impactful part 3 that I'm going to be doing. Part 3 is going to be written as soon as possible. Don't worry. I know part 2 had a lot of dialogue with Anakin and Ahsoka, but I think, in all reality, I think we would want this as Star Wars fans. You know, we would want the Snips and Sky Guy back, and we would just want it to have good dialogue, have that one-on-one moment like they never got in the actual Clone Wars and even in the movies and even in Rebels. You know, we want this. So I think part 2 was based on that Anakin would be looking for Obi-Wan, Rex, Padme, and Ahsoka would be telling him about Padme's funeral, because that's what we're going to see in the Tales of the Jedi. All that, and him being Darth Vader. You know, she would, I think, would tell him all this, or just not even tell him, like just show him, because I don't think he would believe that without showing him. Showing Anakin, meaning, you know what I mean? But yeah, I hope you guys really like this one. I know it's a little bit boring. I know, I understand that, but the big part 3 is coming. We're on our voyage to save Obi-Wan, to get the trio back, and I think this opens a big multiverse for Star Wars, what I'm going to do, because the only one that, to me, that could open the multiverse in Star Wars is Ahsoka, because she knows about the world between worlds, and Ezra, which, you know, Ezra might show up for part 3 because Thrawn's in it. And how does Thrawn know about the world between world portal? Remember, him and Palpatine were BFFs. And I think Thrawn would show up at this moment and just ruin the plans, because he's been watching this. We all know Thrawn is one step ahead of everybody. And I'm very excited to have Thrawn, because Thrawn is one of my favorite characters, favorite Star Wars villains. I don't think he's a villain, actually. I think he's just badass. I love Thrawn in this. So, yeah, I think a Star Wars multiverse coming soon. Let me know. Part 3 is coming soon to the channel. Make sure you guys subscribe down below to the YouTube channel, The Scolatano Show. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. I know it's very short, but I just like short stories, short little what ifs, you know. Then part 3. I hope you guys like part 2. I really hope you guys understand part 2, like as I was trying to do. That's why I'm talking a lot right now, because I think this would actually happen. We need that Anakin and Ahsoka scene. Big Sky Guy and Snips fans, just like I am a big fan of Snips and Sky Guy. We need that. We wanted this. We wanted this epic, not closure, but we wanted this scene where, you know, they're both talking and Anakin, like Ahsoka tells Anakin about what he's done. And we need that. Like, I'm proud of you though, Ahsoka. Like, Anakin just needed to say, I'm proud of Snips. I'm proud of Snips. And that's all we needed. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really do. Part 3 is Thrawn. Thrawn is coming. Thrawn is coming. Multiverse, Star Wars multiverse is coming very soon. They will just be named Star Wars the Multiverse. After part 3, I think that's when I'll start doing. And more what ifs. Don't worry, what ifs are not going away, because what ifs are awesome. And yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed part 2, and part 1 is out now. Go check part 1 out. Part 2 is coming. Part 2 is out. Part 3 is coming soon. And be kind to one another, guys, and may the Force be with you, my friends. Always. Bye!
In my life, when you find people who need your help, you help them, no matter what.